Soldatos is in full stage already, and he hasn't done it. Automatic red light to Tremayne. Welcome to 400 Thunder Drag Racing. We're at Sydney Dragway, and it's all for the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder. On today's show, we're going to be looking at Pro Stock, the factory hot rods, the carbureted sedans, one of the most competitive fields in the sport. And believe me, these things race wheel to wheel with races won and lost by thousandths of a second. 12 months ago, Wayne Daly was the man to beat in the Diamond T Custom Toolboxes car. Matt Kavanagh's in the pits with him now.
Wayne Daly actually won this event last year at the Nitro Thunder here in Sydney. How fantastic is it to be back, and the weather looks glorious today.
Yeah, the weather's certainly on our side today. The win last year was good, and I'd love to repeat that again this year.
Well, it hasn't been a strong start to the season for you. However, up in Willowbank, we started to see you run some times, and in today's first test session, you were the fastest.
Yeah, we've had a few things to test throughout the year, shockies and 4-bar settings and such. Just forever chasing that faster time. Lost their way a little bit, but today we've gone back to settings that we do know, and the car's responded. This is the way it should have done.
Yeah, well, it's fantastic news to see you back up there with the Tremayne, you know, running in those sixes today. Will we see a record set here this weekend, do you think?
I'd like to think so, and I'd like to think it was us.
Well, the championship at the moment is evenly poised, as they say. Aaron Tremayne for Megabox Fuels is leading, but it's a slender lead from the Victorian Chris Soldatos in the Tingay Smash Repairs car. Tyrone Tremayne's in third, Jody Racco, Wayne Daly, Brian Purcell. It's tight all the way through. There's a battle for the win, and there's a multi-car battle for third spot.
And there's only 2 events left now on the calendar for Pro Stock as moving to round 1 of racing. We've got Nino Cavello to take on Bill Petakaris.
We are running in the 3-round all-run system, so all of these drivers will race 2 rounds of racing. We see who's got the most number of points from that to go into our championship final. All the others come back and run round 3 for some points, but the big money, the big trophies, that all goes down to those that pick up the most number of win and bonus elapsed time points in these critical 2 first rounds of racing.
Now I'm looking at the weather conditions here, Rob, and I think this is probably the best we've seen all season for the naturally aspirated engines here, Pro Stock. Nino Cavello coming into this event, he said their goal is to set the new national record. They want to set it before the changeover of fuels. Obviously, the Australian government has brought in the new policy that all leaded fuels in racing to be banned at the end of June. So they've only got 2 more events on the old school style of fuel to try and reset that record.
Well, Nino Cavello in the Chrysler will certainly not be short of horsepower. Bill Petakaris running in the Ford, got to try and match it.
Well, Petakaris has run into the 6s in this car.
Well, Petakaris has got a red light, so whatever he runs won't really matter. He'll get across the finish line. Oh, I thought he was going to hold on to get there first, but a 7:03 from Nino Cavello, 311 kilometres an hour. That Chrysler showing some power down the second half of the racetrack.
Yeah, got off the start line really strong as we look at the Sunoco replay here. It was 100 to the first increment on track, Nino Cavello, which is really good for the Pro Stock cars. Bill Petakaris, so he left before the green light had activated, left the red light on the tree. Nino Cavello gets the win here in round 1 of racing with that 7:03. He's down in the braking area with Matt Kavanagh now.
Yeah, our first race in Pro Stock for today is Nino Cavello, 7:03, not too bad.
No, not too bad at all, considering the first one was a no-go, so we took a bit of clutch out of it, took a bit of start line rev out of it, and it wasn't a bad run.
Well, good luck in round number 2.
Thanks.
It's a really quick one, guys. The expected performance, talking to one of the crew chiefs down here, he said 7.0 will probably be about the mark. 6.97 to 6.98 for the cars with big horsepower. But remember, Rob Deckert's car is actually Tremayne's old car. So both of these cars have got Tremayne.
Well, Rusty, a little bit drowned out then by the burnout of Aaron Tremayne in the first of the Tremayniac cars for Mega Bulk Fuels. He is our championship leader. We have 11 cars here at Sydney Dragway for the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder. An odd number in the first round. The championship leader gets the reward of having a bye run.
You can see here the car has backed up here. The crew members holding Aaron Tremayne there on the start line. You'll see Aaron will be looking at his crew member in the front of the car. Once that crew member behind the car is finished with the wheelie bars, he'll give Aaron the signal to start moving forward.
Yeah, Kyle Hoff there just waving the door to get a bit of tyre smoke out of the cabin. Now he will guide Aaron Tremayne up close to the pre-stage beams.
And they'll do final adjustments here on track as well. So the crew member behind the car will give a signal to the guy in front of the car and just give Aaron any last minute turns if they want to move the car left or right in the tracks before they send it on its way for hopefully a high 6-second pass.
He's going to get 20 championship points for the win, but what he'll want is 8 bonus points for the quickest ET of the round. Shifting through the 5-speed manual transmission. He's going to come up with a great 6.94, 318 kilometres an hour, and that's a good start for the Tremayne family.
6.94, I don't think anybody expected that. Did you expect that, Kerry Tremayne?
Well, we thought it was going to be like around 6.95, so 6.94 is better than we thought. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So 6.94, that's the number. There's still some big cars coming in this session. What's the low ET going to be?
Oh, well, hopefully it's 6.94, but yeah, there's cars capable there, can go 92, so we'll see.
Well, good luck for the rest of the day, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, Aaron Tremayne, a 6.94. You've got to be pretty happy with that, though, first round. It is fast today here at Sydney.
Yeah, the weather's come around, obviously since the rain yesterday, but hopefully it stays like this for the rest of the night and we can go faster and faster again. 94 is not too bad. I think it was a little bit light on clutch, so hopefully maybe come out and go 92 next round.
Oh, good luck.
All right, thank you very much.
Now that's interesting. Like we heard in the first round, Nino Cavello say that they had too much clutch, and then Aaron Tremayne saying they were too light in the clutch.
Yeah, that's interesting. So Cavello thought that they were too aggressive, so they actually lowered the launch RPM, took a little bit of weight off the initial launch, so they were less aggressive, but Aaron Tremayne thinks he wasn't aggressive enough, so he'll probably go back to bits, tighten that clutch up, maybe up the launch RPM by a couple hundred RPMs or something, so to be more aggressive. Interesting, Rob.
So when you say tighten the clutch up, that means just set it so it doesn't slip as much off the line?
Yeah, so it won't slip as much. Imagine if you're in your drive car and you start bringing your clutch out only halfway and you hear the engine revs a lot higher to when you pull the clutch fully out. So that's sort of slipping the clutch.
Well, there is Bruce Leake from Queanbeyan in the Pontiac. He is going to be taking on Wayne Daly. There he is in the office of the Diamond T Custom Toolboxes. Dodge Avenger. Now this car on the dyno shows massive horsepower and was the quickest in testing earlier today.
Yeah, the team think if Daly can hit the shift points, he should run quicker than a 6.95.
Little bit out of the groove. Got to the left a bit and the car's made a couple of moves there. 6.98 though, 316 kilometres an hour. Bruce Leake with a couple of problems, but Daly, a solid 6-second pass.
Yeah, 6.98, 102 to the 60, maybe a little bit down on what you expected, Brett Riley from Wayne Daly's crew.
Yeah, mate, we were probably aiming more like a 95, somewhere around there, but the track sort of changed a little bit, the weather come around. It's still safe, it's definitely a respectable number, and it keeps us in the field, it keeps us going along with wind lights.
Looked like it moved around a little bit down there as well, about 1,000 foot, had a little bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're still playing with some finer settings, but it's coming around being a nicer car again, so we can only hope we can keep going around.
Go get your drive from the top end. Speaking of the top end, let's go down to Matt Kavanagh.
Yeah, it is a tight race down here. Wayne Daly, you're back into the sixes.
Yeah, and there's nobody happier than I am, I can tell you right now. It's taken us a while to get back to where we were last year, but it looks like it's coming around today.
Yeah, well, good luck into round 2.
Thank you very much. much, guys.
Yeah, back up to you, Rob, in the commentary box.
No, it's not Groundhog Day. That's a second Diamond T Custom Toolboxes Pro Stocker. But this one's not a Dodge, it's a Holden Monaro with Chevrolet power under the bonnet for Jody Racco, all the way from Perth in Western Australia.
Well, Racco's actually had a couple busy weeks here in this Pro Stock car. A couple weeks ago at Willowbank Raceway, they actually damaged one of the heads on this engine. They're based in Perth, so I actually took the head back to Perth, fixed it up there, repaired it, back here at Sydney Dragway for this next round of racing.
They're up against Rick Chilton in the Don Rick Motorsport Pontiac. He races out of the Australian Capital Territory. So not a long tow for him to get down here to Sydney Dragway for the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder.
Well, 12 months ago, Rick Chilton ran his 6-second pass here at this very event. They're hoping to get back there today.
Now, it was clear blue skies earlier, but there's this overcast is rolling in. Will the humidity affect these naturally aspirated engines?
Humidity definitely affects these engines. Obviously, humidity is the measurement of water in the air. Water inside an engine doesn't burn. You lose a little bit of horsepower.
Jody Racco in the yellow Monaro. Rick Chilton in the Pontiac. Bumping in towards the start beams on the rev limiters. Whole shot advantage to Jody Racco. Win light to Jody Racco, 7:08, 313 kilometres an hour. Rick Chilton, a 7:17, 307. Not a bad race.
Yeah, look at the Sunoco replay. There was a whole shot in Racco's lane, but Rick Chilton was actually quicker to the first increment on track there at the 60-foot marker, but then he slowed down. Racco hangs on for the win.
So that's two of the Diamond T Custom Toolboxes cars through with wins in round one. Of course, the good news is we see all of these cars back in round 2 and 3. Well, we heard earlier Rusty Gregory talking about Tyrone Tremayne and having sold his old car to Rob Deckett. Now, here is that pairing. We've got Tyrone Tremayne in the black for Megabog Fuel, Speedflow, Next Gen Engineering, and he's loving this new Camaro of his, but that car over there that Rob Deckett's got, it's one fast Pro Stocker.
Well, it is the ex-Tyrone Tremayne car. This is Rob Deckett's first ever round of racing in Pro Stock. In testing earlier today, they ran a great PB, 7.07 seconds. In this unique body smash repairs Pro Stocker, they got a great crew chief there in Paul Plucker Drady. Of course, he helped on the Lee Bektash team before they went into retirement, so they got a good brains trust right there.
Yeah, and of course Bektash, multi-time champion, Tyrone Tremayne. He is in black, Deckett. This unusual coloured Pontiac. His first Pro Stock race. It will be Tyrone, 696, 317 kilometres an hour. A 706 for Rob Deckett, 308 kilometres an hour. That's going to be a 6-second car before too long.
Yeah, definitely. Look at the Sunoco replay here. It was a great run from the rookie team. It was another PB for them. Good reaction time as well. But the experience, the power of Tyrone Tremayne gets them the win here in round 1.
Hey, let's get down to the bottom end where Matt Kavanagh's got the previous winner, Jody Racco.
Yeah, I'm here with Jody Racco. We love seeing your big smile when you get a win, Jody. You know, you get yourself another round win. A 7:08's not bad.
Yeah, no, 7:08's okay. If you have a win, mate, you got to be happy. So we're at with that. We're a little bit short on the 1-2 shift there, so slowed up a little bit. But we went 7:01 on the last pass. That was a PB for us. We're smiling, mate. Always smiling. So
yeah, we'll see you in round 2.
Good on you. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Well, Jody Racco's right in the mix for a third spot in the championship if he has a good event here on his way up to Willowbank Raceway for the final round of the 400 Thunder season at the Gulf Western Oil Winter Nationals. Look at this car, it's beautiful.
Oh, it is absolutely immaculate here. Chris Soldatos was leading the championship up until the last event where Aaron Tremayne leapfrogged him back into the lead. This team, it is all about getting that championship lead back for them, and right now they're going to get past Bill Kotzius.
And that's no easy task because Kotzius has run into the 6-second zone with his Q Automotive car. Well, look at that. There's Paul Drady. He's out there helping as well. Now, if you talk crew chiefs, you can't get a better one than the man guiding in Chris Soldatos. That is Peter Ridgway, multi-time Australian champion in this class, engine builder extraordinaire, first man into the 7s in Pro Stock, first man into the 6s, now crew chiefing the car that is currently number 2 in the points.
Yeah, you see Ridgway actually had a headset. He talks to his driver as he walks away. Lets you know exactly what's happening in the other lane and where everything's at.
A close run thing for quite a while, but 317 kilometres an hour for Soldatos versus 310 for Kotzius. That was the bottom end horsepower that was the difference.
Down here with Peter Ridgway, crew chief for Chris Soldatos. Mate, that keeps the championship going, third quickest in that first round.
Yeah, we had a bit of a muck-up in the first run and we went back to basics, so we've got something we can tune from now and hopefully we'll keep on going rounds.
Into the 6s, the thing's obviously got some horsepower there, but Tremayne going 694 and a 696, that's some good runs from those guys.
Yeah, good runs. Congratulations to them. They've set the bar and let's see if we can catch them.
I'll have a look at this, Mark. That was a good run both sides of the racetrack, but it's all horsepower down the top end.
Yeah, on the Sunoco replay here, Chris Soldatos, 6.98 seconds. Kotzius goes 7.07 beside him for the loss.
It's going to be interesting to see the points after this round because we've got so many 6-second runners.
Well, so we had 4 cars dip into that 6-second zone here in round 1. I can't wait for round 2.
Here they are, on top of the heap. Aaron Tremayne with 28 from his brother Tyrone, 27. Chris Soldatos, 26. Wayne Daly, 25. Nino Cavello, 24. Jody Racco, 21. All those guys with wins. But, the bonus points are all in the big bonus points are all in the Tremayne's hands at the moment.
And we haven't actually seen an all-Tremayne final yet this season in Pro Stock. Will it happen in round 2? We'll find out right after this break.
Welcome back to Sydney Dragway. We are at the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder looking at all of the fun and games of Pro Stock. The sun's setting in the west over this facility. The air is cooling down. The Pro Stockers are lined up in the staging lanes. 6-second passes galore in round 1. Will the cool air conditions help that in round 2? I think so. One guy that would love to run his first ever 6 is Rob Deckett, our rookie. He's in the staging lanes with Rusty Gregory.
This weekend at the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder, there are a few rookies making their debut. Of course, one of those is in Pro Stock, and it is this man, Rob Deckett, who is doing a pretty good job, I've got to say. Came out, you've had one run, or one race meeting under your belt, I should say, with this combination coming into this event. So far this weekend, a 7.06 and a 7.07. Not a bad way to kick off your 400 Thunder career, mate.
Yeah, I'm pretty wrapped about it. I've got Paul and all that. Like, there's a lot of... They've been around it a long time, so they're setting it all up, and it's coming along good at the moment.
You've got guys, as you touched on, you've got good guys around you, and a lot of Pro Stock, that's what it's about. It's about having the right people around you, making the right decisions and the right calls. How much confidence does it give you when you've got a guy with that kind of experience?
Confidence is good because you know you're on the right path straight away. Instead of coming out here, we've already gone 7.06, it's not bad for first meet.
And that's a very, very important point in that he's not worried about the car. He's just getting on top of his driving because these things are absolutely critical. The driver has to be precise, particularly on the gear shifts.
Exactly, and the crew chief will set a lot of perimeters for the pass, which he expects his driver to hit those points. So if the driver's just got to worry about his driving and not about the tuning side of things and all that, it definitely relieves a bit of pressure.
Great first up race in round 2. We got Nino Cavello in the red Chrysler, the Dodge. He has just burned out. He's coming up against Jody Racco from Western Australia. Both of these guys got round 1 wins.
We had 4 cars into the 6-second zone in round 1. with the conditions cooling off right now, the track's still retaining some of that heat from the sun throughout the day. I'm expecting some more cars to join them in that 6-second zone.
Well, Jody Racco has run 7.0s. He would love a 6-second pass. If it comes, fantastic, but I know what he wants more. He's just been so good at picking up the win lights.
He has. His driving has been absolutely stellar here this season at Pro Stock. His reaction times have been very, very sharp, and he's been getting the wins on board. Nino Cavello, though, probably hasn't had the consistency that he would have liked today so far from this car. These guys will definitely want to step up and get into that 690 zone like we've seen from the Tremaynes.
Well, Racco running for Diamond T Custom Toolboxes and CNR Motorsport over there in Perth. And of course, Nino Cavello picked up this car in the USA, did a bit of testing over there. It's a fast race car. Racco is going to need to be very sharp here if he's going to make up the horsepower deficit that he's probably got.
Both these drivers, one win in round one of racing. One of these will get 2 from 2. The other will go 1 win, 1 loss.
Few mind games on the start line as to who's going to stage first. This is close. Once more, it's horsepower in the end. 7.01 at 3.13 beats a 7.05 at 3.11. Very little in the reaction time difference. Just a good old-fashioned drag race.
Yeah, the crew didn't look like they were jumping around. They were probably hoping for something in that 6-second zone. Watch the Sunoco replay here. Nothing wrong at all with either pass. Probably just a little bit down in performance in both sides of the racetrack, where the win goes to the red Dodge Avenger of Nino Cavello here. Watch the replay. Both cars side by side, pretty much straight down the groove. You can see Racco moving over a little bit there, but Matt Kavanagh is with our winner now.
Yeah, we're back down here in the braking area. Nino Cavello, you've gone and got yourself 2 wins from 2 rounds.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think we could have went a bit quicker on that run. 7.01. Not really happy with it. I didn't drive it that good, so maybe the next one we can get in the 6s.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard task to get to the finals with the 7.01, isn't it?
It is. We should have been in 6s. I ran into the shift every gear, so I know what I've done wrong, but I need to improve.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Mark, run into the shift.
Yeah, when Nino just mentioned there that he didn't drive the car that well, and he spoke about the shift points and that, usually the shift points are set at about 10,400 RPM. And if he drove into the shifter, usually he's missed that spot and it's actually hit the limiter, which is usually set 200 revs above whatever their shift point is. And obviously they're missing out on crucial ET, elapsed time down track, so the car runs a little bit slower off what they were hoping for. So you can see he was down on himself, and he's got another round of racing to get it right.
There's Bruce Leake with the Thumer and Leake Pontiac out of Queanbeyan in New South Wales. Very experienced driver, has won championships before in this category, and took a bit of a break away for a while. Now he's back with this absolutely stunning Pontiac. He has a solo pass on this round 2. We've got 11 cars, so there's been a bye in each round, and this time it's his. So he's going to pick up 20 championship points, but he's going to be aiming for a PB. That's what he wants. He wants to get on top of his tune-up.
It didn't sound like it was shifting there, Rob.
It went out a long way and just didn't want to, we didn't hear the shifts, and normally that first to second shift's happening in about 0.9 of a second.
Yeah, it sounded like it went a long way out there for Bruce Leake. They got some issues with that car.
Well, he's got 20 points and he's got a win.
Yeah, the Sunoco replay. Just have a listen. He definitely didn't hear that engine note change there. So Bruce Leake, he does get the 20 points here, but definitely not the way he would have liked. He's down in the braking area with Matt Kavanagh.
Yeah, we're here with Bruce Leake, and you're chasing the car, and you're slowly getting there. It's almost getting down the entire track.
Yeah, we've been battling with the clutch, and we're getting better. The first run too much, the next one not enough. Now we're getting close. It's very close, but they're pretty finicky in things, and a couple of grams or a little bit of static makes a big difference.
Yeah, well, it's an all-run format, so you got yourself another round to come.
Yeah, it's a good format, that. So at least that gives us guys a bit of a chance.
Well, good luck. Back up to you in the commentary box.
Rob Deckett there. We've seen him into those 7.0 second elapsed times in the unique body smash repairs car.
How about your rookie debut meet? You get a Tremayne in round 1 of racing, then you get a Wayne Daly in round 2 of racing.
Yeah, they're not making it easy for him when he's got to run up against a Diamond T Custom Toolbox's Dodge Avenger. This car probably got the most horsepower of any in the land. And we heard from Wayne Daly earlier, they've just been chasing setup, chasing setup, chasing setup. They've got it in the 6-second zone, but he wants to run into the low sixes.
Have a look at all the crew members on the start line there for Wayne Daly, each of them having their own little job there before the car starts to move into stage.
Wayne moving forward, hand on the shifter.
You see the foot there just off the accelerator at the moment.
Drivers are incredibly busy once they mash the throttle and dump the clutch. They've got to get through those shifts from first to fifth gear, and they do that in about 4 seconds.
Oh, the rookie is beside him.
Well, Daly got out of the groove there, and he runs a 6.99 at 3.16, a 7.01 for Deckett, so close to the sixes. That would have cost him a little bit where Daly got out of the groove. The traction wouldn't have been as good over near the centre line where he was, but he's still been able to hang on for the win mark.
Yeah, the Sunoco replay here. Rob Deckett in that car, sub 1 second to the 60-foot marker. The first one we've seen today. They've got a really good race car on their hands.
Oh, he's going to be tough.
Let's look at the replay here inside Wayne Daly. Shift again. One more gear. Cross finish line, hand up to the parachute. Pulls the parachute, slows down from over 300 kilometres per hour.
And instantly he was looking across to see where Deckett was and trying to work out whether he won or not. Oh, it is so tight in Pro Stock as we've got now Chris Soldatos, the challenger for the championship in the Tingay Smash Repairs Pontiac. He won the opening round of the series in quite controversial circumstances on the start line.
Oh, hold on, Rob. The Soldatos was going through his burnout procedure. He starts in third gear. It looked like it got up to fourth gear and then it stopped. He can go back and start it again within the rules. As long as you don't go past the start line where you stage, you can go back and complete your burnout still. So there we go, he's all good now.
Yeah, they do start their burnouts in third gear. They'll grab fourth once the wheels are spinning and then jam it up into top gear. And those rear wheels will be doing sort of 260 kilometres an hour, smoking up, getting really hot. Bill Kotzius in the Q Automotive car, they have been nice and calm and steady, no dramas. But all of a sudden there's a lot of conversation around the front of that car, and they've got a drama. You've got to wonder whether it might be oil pressure or something, because they've just went, no, we'll click it off and push it away.
Yeah, usually after a burnout in a Pro Stock car, not too often do you see him get shut down and pushed back, and you couldn't see anything on the track underneath the car leaking there.
Well, initially we thought we might end up with a solo for Kotzius because Soldatos was in trouble, and it's ended up the other way around.
And this was actually a rematch of round one as well, Rob, so it looks like Soldatos has got the wood on Bill Kotzius here today at Sydney Dragway.
Well, Soldatos, if he's going to take the championship battle up to Aaron Tremayne, I think he needs to make the championship final tonight, and at the moment he's at a points disadvantage.
He needs to run low ET of this round. He needs the most bonus points he can possibly get out of this round if he wants to get into the final and knock one of those possible Tremayne boys out of that final.
You'd think a bye run would be a no-stress situation, but that's not the case here, because if he wants to go into that championship final and battle it out for the trophy and the biggest bunch of points, he has to run low ET here, I think, to have a realistic chance. Car a little bit loose at half track, and it's going to run 7.004, 3.17. I don't think that's going to be fast enough, Mark.
No, it was a little bit down for Soldatos. Just looking at the half track incrementals. So we got time as half track, and it went 4.50 seconds. He was probably down 400ths there of what we've seen today, and that 7.00 shows you on the scoreboard as well.
That's where the car just did a little bit of a move, so traction was not perfect at that point. And we've got to wait and see what the others run, but a 7.00 I don't think is going to cut it.
There are a lot of storylines to play out here in Pro Stock round 2. The next one will be Tyrone Tremayne for the Mega Block Fuels Camaro. You can see the crew there adjusting the wheelie bars. They do that after every burner. One of the reasons they do it after the burnout is obviously when they do the burnout, the tyres spin, create heat. The heat inside the tyres expands, and it can actually change the ride height of the Pro Stock car. So when you're talking millimetres and thousandths of a second and measurements and everything they do, they like to make sure everything is absolutely perfect on these cars before they launch.
Rick Chilton for Don Rick Motorsport out of Canberra. Was a crew chief on Bruce Leake's car for many years, and then went, it looks a lot more fun inside, so he got one himself.
I think he's done the right thing. It's definitely fun tuning the cars, but it's definitely a lot of fun driving them as well, especially the Pro Stock cars. Probably the most fun you can have on a drag strip is manually shifting these cars.
Tyrone Tremayne for Mega Bulk Fuels, Next Gen Speed Flow. He wants to try and make this an all-Tremayne championship final. Needs the win and needs a good ET. He's got a massive hole shot out there.
Well, Tremayne went 9.9 to the 60 foot. He was sub 1 second, takes it through, goes 6.94, 317 kilometres per hour. Rick Chilton was off the accelerator pedal, rolled through for a 12-second pass, but it's all Tyrone Tremayne here, Rob.
Yeah, Rick Chilton. Well, the two cars from down Canberra way haven't had happy times off the start line, and Chilton clicked it off as well, but 6.945. Now, Aaron Tremayne ran 6.94 something in round one. I can't remember what, but boy, those cars are just so even.
They are absolutely even here. You can see Tyrone Tremayne getting a win and possibly a spot in the final, but Matt Kavanagh is with one of our winners now, Wayne Daly.
Yeah, we're here alongside Wayne Daly, and we've just heard, haven't we, Tyrone Tremayne's just gone to 6.94, and you're 6.99, so you've got a chance of going into this final.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen here right now, but we need to go a bit deeper into the 690s to be able to get in the final, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, well, Aaron's up next, so we'll hold our breath and wait.
Yeah, we will. Yep.
Yeah, good luck. Back over to the commentary box.
At the moment, the final would be Tyrone Tremayne and Wayne Daly.
Exactly.
But this guy, strapped into the white Mega Box Fuels Next Gen and Speedflow back car, if he gets a win here and runs anything in the sixes, I think he is going to wrap up a spot in the final.
I think you could be right there, Rob. So the quick maths is that Tremayne gets a win, runs quicker than Daly. He is in the final against his brother Tyrone.
But Bill Perdicaris, this is a quick Sydney-based car, and as we've seen before, when it comes to pro stock in 400 Thunder Championship drag racing, anything can and often does happen.
Both of these cars into pre-stage. Who will join Tyrone Tremayne in the final?
Into top gear now, and Tremayne will do it. 6.93, that's low ET. He's made no mistake about it. A 7.07 for Perdicaris, but it is all Tremayne's.
And I'm down here with their dad, Kerry Tremayne. Both boys into the final round. That's got to put a big smile on your face, Kerry.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think the Nitros last 2 years ago, they were in the final together, so and we're in it again. The cars are really good, so we're happy.
Yeah, bring it on! It's on! This is awesome! It went good! Yeah, 94!
You still went quicker than me.
Did I?
Apparently. I actually drove it okay that time, I reckon.
It's good, mate. Good job.
But there goes all the stress.
Well, it will be the two Tremayne brothers in the final. Aaron will have lane choice, a 93 compared to a 6.94. You can't get a better setup, Mark.
Definitely. Look at the Sunoco replay. You're about to go on board with Aaron Tremayne, 6.93 seconds, low ET of the event.
And 6.93, shoot is out, and he's with Matt.
Yeah, we got a couple of happy brothers down here. You guys are going to the final against each other. That's got to be a proud moment.
Yeah, mate, we're wrapped. What can I say? It's my brother. He just made a wicked lap and been driving good. And it's good to get his car back since the last weekend I let him down. And yeah, it's good to get him back up here in the winner's circle, hopefully.
Yeah, mate, it's unreal get here in the final with my brother and these two Mega Bulk fuel cars. But if you want to look out in the final, it's going to be on.
Well, that's what we like to hear, a bit of competition between the siblings. So good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
We'll see you leaves first.
There's never any team orders in Tremayniac Racing. Aaron Tremayne, 56 points. Tyrone Tremayne, 54. Waynedale and Chris Soldatos. They had a pair of wins each, as did Nino Cabello. But guess what? We're going to see all of the cars back for round 3. But the big one, the championship final, that is going to be Aaron Tremayne versus his brother Tyrone Tremayne. Aaron Tremayne can all but wrap up the championship. We've got all of that here at Sydney Dragway, and it's straight after the break.
This is what you're trying to do.
Well, it's the Tremayne brothers that are going to be fighting out the major championship final in Pro Stock here at Sydney Dragway. It's the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder, second last round of the 400 Thunder Pro Stock Championship. But in this third round, we're going to see nearly all the cars. It's only Bill Kotzius that's had a problem and won't be able to front. But, well, we've got 8 cars running in round 3, and those 2 Tremayne brothers are going to run the championship final.
Yeah, it'll be Bill Petakaris in the Ford Escort to take on this man here, Rick Chilton for Don Rick Motorsport. You can see that car backing up here. Rick Chilton all the way from Canberra in that Pontiac Grand Am.
He had that little bit of a problem in round 2 off the start line. It'll be interesting to see what he's got here up against Petakaris.
Yeah, Petakaris. These guys actually do all their own R&D development on this car, so they do all their own engine work and so forth. They're actually the quickest Ford Pro Stock car in Australia.
Well, at the moment, it appears to me that the Chryslers have got the most horsepower. The Chevs the next. But the Ford and the Chev, they're pretty well close.
They're very close. Yeah, Petakaris has run into that 6-second zone. He's looking to get back there today.
And of course, if you look back through the years on the split between Ford championships and Chevrolet championships in Pro Stock, it's probably just in Chevrolet's favour.
Yeah, a man by the name of Polito won a lot of championships in a Ford.
It's been done by a few. Craig Hasted did it in a Ford.
We love them all here in Pro Stock.
And the late great Kevin Flaherty did it as well in the early days of the category. Chilton, what's he got this time? Has he got his start line problem solved? Petakaris.
That was a really weird stage there from Petakaris.
Might be weird, but it worked.
It worked. There you
Look at
go.
that.
You're 704, 312 kilometres per hour. Bill Petakaris gets the win. Rick Chilton with issues goes through for a 10-second pass. Look at the Sunoco replay here. Rick Chilton, he didn't get down the track. We'll see if he had a little bit of tire shake maybe. He got out strong. No, looked all right there from behind.
I think they probably just missed the clutch setup. But yes, that double rev bump in for Petakaris was a bit odd, but he came out with a reasonably good reaction time, and he's just gone so close to cracking a 6-second pass on this run.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy with that run there for the Petakaris team. But I couldn't see why Rick Chilton had to button off. I'll have to talk to him after this later on. Next pairing out, Bruce Leake to take on Rob Deckett.
Well, Leake's been having his clutch problems. As he said, he was a little bit too soft, a little bit too aggressive. Now is his opportunity to have one under, one over, and one right in the middle.
Well, Bruce Leake would have went back to the pits. They've got data loggers on the car. They record about 30 different channels of information from these cars. The suspension alone, the shockies have about 8 sensors on them each, recording information like rebound, travel as they launch off the start line. They go back, download all that data, and then hopefully find a tune-up to get this car down the track.
Well, Rob Deckett, what he'll be wanting to get down the track in is 6 seconds because he's run so close now.
And he's looking for his first ever round victory in Pro Stock as well. Could it come against the former national champion Bruce Leake?
Leake's just getting the wheelie bars checked, as is Rob Deckett. They're setting those heights, making sure that nothing's really changed too much, and they're just locking up the lock nut. Leake in this Jerry Haas-built Pontiac, imported from the United States. I'm just willing Deckett on. I'd love to see this Victorian rookie get a 6-second pass here at Sydney Dragway's Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder.
They did tell me they are a little bit down on horsepower compared to the other teams, but I tell you what, they've got their suspension and all the chassis setup working really, really well off the start line.
Yeah, well, that 0.9 in in the launch last run showed that.
And he's going to get his first ever round victory here because Bruce Sleeker shut off as long as he doesn't go across the centre line.
He gave it a scare. 7:02, 310 kilometres an hour. Rob Deckett gets his first Pro Stock win. But let's go down to Matt with Bill Perdicaris.
Pro Stock is absolutely flying at the moment. The conditions are insane. Bill Perdicaris, you've got yourself a win, though, in round number 3.
Yeah, it was good to, end the night with a win. Pretty happy, Got the car down there with another 7-0. So, yeah.
Mate, it's all about running some times, having some fun, really, in Pro Stock, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's about. Come out here with the crew, have some fun, and try again next meeting.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
No worries. Thank you, guys.
Look at this. Bruce Leak has not solved his clutch problems yet. It just spun the tyre that time. Too aggressive.
Still too aggressive. They didn't find that sweet spot, so they were none from 3 today. They can come back out again for the Gulf Western Oil Winter Nationals, hopefully get that car down the track. But Rob Deckett, so close to that first 6-second pass from the team. Look at the Sunoco replay here. They go off the start line really, really strong, Rob. And Matt Kavanagh's with our rookie winner now.
Rob Deckett, mate, it's your first time out. You run 7:02 and you got yourself a round 3 win.
Yeah, I'm wrapped. This is our first meet in pro. 7:02, went 7:01 the pass before. You can't ask for any more than that for a first meet out.
No, you've got to be really happy about that. I mean, coming in the Pro Stock ranks is pretty hard. There's a lot of competition.
Oh, that's very hard out there. Because I raced super stock all my life. Now I've stepped it up, so now I've got to try and get to the top.
Can't wait to see you back here in Pro Stock next round.
No, thank you kindly. Yeah, I'm wrapped.
Well, I think that's a name that we've got to literally keep a very close eye on, Rob Deckett, because he is going to be a competitive influence in this category of racing. I'm really looking forward to this one, though, because what we've got is Jody Racco in the yellow Monaro for Diamond T Custom Toolboxes, and Nino Cavello in this red Dodge Avenger. He's going to be determined to hit every shift point right down to probably 20 RPM on this one, I think, Mark.
That's right, and he can't lie about it because when they go back to the pits, they see all that data as well. The crew chief will be like, "No, mate, you missed it by 50 revs there, you missed it by 200 revs here." So, you know what, as a driver, you pride yourself on getting those sort of things right. So he will be looking to improve on that this run. Jody Racco, Nino Cavello. This is a rematch of round 2 of racing where Cavello got the win. Can he keep it 2 from 2 over Racco, or Racco get one back on him?
Well, Racco's within reach of challenging for 3rd spot in this Pro Stock Championship. So he is going to want every championship point he can pick up. If he gets a win here, he adds 20 to his tally. If he, loses, it's only 5. So that's a big difference. Nino Cavello from Victoria, Jody Racco from Western Australia, and they come to Sydney to race. It is Jody Racco, that guy from WA, 7:06, 309 kilometres an hour. Cavello looked a little bit loose up the top end, pulled the parachutes early.
Yeah, look at the Sunoco replay here. Jody Racco got the win, but looking at the incrementals, Nino Cavello was half a tenth quicker to half track. He went 4.46 seconds. Across the finish line, that is a 6-second pass every day of the week in Pro Stock, but he got a little bit twitchy, had to pull the parachutes out, and the win light goes to Jody Racco.
That Western Australian, he is going to be absolutely delighted with that one. That's a big scalp, Matt.
Mate, how many sixes can we get here? Jody Racco, look at he's just happy to be down the track having a good time.
Yeah, no, that's it, mate. We're having a good time there. Probably underestimated the track a little bit. It's really tight out there. It's an awesome track here, but 06 will do, mate. I got the win, so really happy. And Nino's a great competitor, mate. So I love coming out here racing against him. Good stuff.
Yeah, but you can't wait to get to the Winter Nationals.
Yeah, the Winter Nationals will be great. Once again, a big trip from WA, so we'll do our best to get across there and be as competitive as we can. Listen, that 6 has got to come for us sooner than later, I can tell you. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see you the next round. Back up to you in the commentary box.
Well, you've got to think if Jody Racco is going to get a 6, it'll be at Willowbank in that legendary Winter Nationals air.
You are correct there, Rob. What I got from Racco's conversation with Matt then, he just spoke about the track has still got a lot of bite and they weren't aggressive enough on that car. He thinks he could have been a little bit more aggressive. And I tend to agree just looking at what he did. So it'd be interesting to see here with Soldatos and Daly on the start line. Both these guys have run into the 6-second zone today.
Well, I mean, Chris Soldatos, he hasn't made the championship final, so that's going to hurt him against Aaron Tremayne in that title fight. But if Wayne Daly, with the Diamond T Custom Toolboxes Dodge, can beat Soldatos here, that is really going to put a big dent in the Victorians' championship hopes.
Massive implications here. Championship-wise, we can see the crew doing final adjustments on the wheelie bar there. The twin parachutes there behind the car as well. They slow down these cars from over 300 kilometres an hour. The big rear slicks as well. They run about 5 pounds of air pressure in those rear slicks compared to your normal drive car, about 32 to 40 pounds depending on what sort of car it is. It's another tuning tool for the crew chiefs as well.
So there's Wayne Daly inside the Dodge.
A big scoop there, forcing the air down into those carburetors, going down track. These cars are very aerodynamic, no downforce at all. They're designed to cut through the wind. Big hole shot for Daly.
That is a big turnaround championship-wise. Look at the ET, 6.92, 318 kilometres an hour, side-by-side 6-second passes. But, Rusty, that's Perla.
Killer run down here with Brett Riley from Wayne Daly's crew, 6.92. You get another win on the board, more championship points in the bank. It's been a good weekend.
It has. I don't think we've been out of the 6-second zone all weekend. We've had a good race car. Crew's done a great job. Wayne's done an awesome job driving. Diamond T Custom Toolboxes for their support. We've had a good time.
We'll have a look at this for Wayne Daly. Car doing everything right, Mark.
Yeah, I'm looking at his shifting there with the shift light. He hit that pretty sweet. 6.92, that's the quickest pass in Pro Stock this season so far.
And it's taken 15 points away from Chris Soldatos, who is second in the championship. Oh, the Tremaynes are going to be delighted about that win light. Look at there's Kerry Tremayne on the start line down, a huge smile on his face. Now, the two brothers come head to head. Tyrone. He burns out in the black Camaro, and there is Aaron Tremayne in the white Mega Bulk Fuels car.
Yeah, Aaron Tremayne backing up here for the Mega Bulk Fuels. Bailey's braking clutch, Ipswich Pro Stock car here. See the cars guiding back. Now we've just seen side-by-side sixes in front of these guys. A 692 laid down by Wayne Daly. I'm really keen to see what these guys can run here. Can they improve on the 692 we just saw from Daly? And can we see another side-by-side 6-second run?
Interestingly, there you might have noticed that the woman guiding back Tyrone Tremayne was in a driving suit. That's Rulinia Tremayne, his wife. She is very competitive in the competition eliminator category, driving a dragster. So you talk about racing families, it's on in the Tremayne family.
And when you talk about the Tremayne power, these guys obviously do engines for Pro Stock, Super Stock, competition eliminator, they're all the sportsman classes, so they're very well known amongst the racing alumni about with their engine program.
That's Aaron in the office. Just edging into pre-stage now. He'll wait for his brother, then they'll go into full stage. Flatten the throttle. It'll be sit on the first stage of the two-step rev limiter. As they dump the clutch, it releases all of the RPM available, and Tyrone's got a problem.
It's all Aaron Tremayne here, and he does it. 691, 315 kilometres per hour. We saw the quickest pass of the season. It lasted for about 2 minutes because Aaron Tremayne has just lowered it again.
Well, there you see a problem off the start line for Tyrone, but Aaron Tremayne runs low ET, not of the event, but of the entire season so far, 100th of a second quicker than what we saw from Wayne Daly just moments ago.
I'm just looking at the Sunoco replay. You cannot get a pass more straighter, more perfect in a Pro Stock car than that one we just saw.
Yeah, quickly come down here to Aaron Tremayne. I mean, Tyrone was talking a big game, but you've come away with the gold Christmas tree.
Yeah, mate, I don't know what happened to him, but a bit of bad luck there. His car's been on rails today, so. But to go 91 in the final, I thought an 80 might have been there, but it was a bit light on clutch. Probably underestimated the air a bit. Yeah, mate, it's awesome.
Well, congratulations. We'll give you the gold Christmas tree.
Thanks, mate, for Meg Bolt Fields and all my team. Yeah, winner.
Well, Aaron Tremayne has got a very firm grip on yet another Australian Pro Stock Championship in the 400 Thunder Series. There he is, 404 ahead of Chris Soldatos' 347. Tyrone Tremayne, 273. Wayne Daly is within striking distance. Actually, Jody Racco is within striking distance of third. It is going to be on when these pro stockers get to Willowbank Raceway for the final round. It has been absolutely brilliant here with this category at the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder at Sydney Dragway. We're not finished with this event yet. Next time we see you, it's going to be bikes, bikes and more bikes. 400 Thunder Drag Racing.
Let's go.